जनाबे वाला सोचता हूँ बाइक उठाऊं, जेब में डालूं और कराची निकल जाऊं, क्योंकि इस तरह तो होता है इस तरह की कौमों में। सदर वकार सोचता हूं परिंदे क्यों नहीं आते, पत्थर क्यों नहीं गिराते, तो मेरे मासूम दिल से ये आवाज आती है कि परिंदों से तो पत्थर उठाए नहीं जाते क्योंकि वो नीडो नहीं पीते। परिंदों से तो पत्थर उठाए नहीं जाते क्योंकि वो नीडो नहीं पीते और नीडो है भी बहुत महंगा। तो फिर मैं ये कहने पर मजबूर हो जाता हूं कि इस तरह तो होता है इस तरह की कौमों में। सदर वकार मैं नहीं बोलता, मेरे की मेरा यार बोलता। वो क्या है, इस तरह तो होता है इस तरह की कौमों में। सदर वकार तूफान तो उस वक्त आया जब मेरा ये दिल टूटा, दास्ताने गम क्या सुनाऊं। कॉलेज के बरसात के दिन हल्की हल्की गीली मिट्टी की खुशबू, मिट्टी से याद आया कि ना जाने खुदा ने उसे किस चिकनी मिट्टी से बनाया होगा। कॉलेज में वो मेरी तरफ बढ़ी, मैं उसकी तरफ बढ़ा, वो मेरे पास आके गई रुक, मेरे होंठ गए सिल, वो मुस्कुराई। उसके लाल गुलाबी गालों पर पड़ गए टोए टोए और दाई आंख के दरमियान तिल, जो ले गया मेरा दिल। और दिल किसकी सुनता है, कहता था रोज रोज मिल, रोज रोज मिलते रहे और देते रहे उसके खाने का बिल। मुझे अमीर से फकीर बनाकर वो बेवफा चली गई, पर मुझे अफसोस नहीं, क्योंकि इस तरह तो होता है इस तरह की कौमों में। सदर वकार आखिर पे सिर्फ इतना कहूंगा कि ना कैफो सरूर मांगता हूं, ना जन्नत की हूर मांगता हूं, ना कैफो सरूर मांगता हूं, ना जन्नत की हूर मांगता हूं। मेरा कसूर सिर्फ इतना है कि मैं करीना कपूर मांगता हूं। शुक्रिया।
My dear audience, your attention to my speech may result in the heavy rain of tomatoes, eggs, and even shoes. Ah, yes, the throwing of a shoe is a very, very political issue, and I'm not going to discuss it. And I know that I'm not such a great personality who can be highlighted on the media with such an issue of throwing of the shoe. Oh, I'm a very ordinary layman with extraordinary tensions of inflation, poverty, load shedding, unemployment, terrorism and bomb blasts. But now I have decided that I will not take any tension because, well, I was born without wisdom teeth. Mr. President, world research has shown that there are 3 major professions which are quite stressful. Firstly, surgeons. Secondly, the traffic constables. And last but not the least are the teachers. And they all try to divert their attention one way or another because tension, ladies and gentlemen, is infectious. And thank God I am none of these. But I am a student who is a victim of that tension which a teacher diverts using a thing that is commonly known as a lecture. And this process of diversion starts with the boring lectures about electrons and protons and neutrons, and the history lectures about the Battle of Panipat and the Battle of Plassey, and the very next second we doze off. Ladies and gentlemen, how can we ignore a lover situation here? How attentive, how conscious, and how tense they are. Shakespeare has beautifully portrayed the lover's condition in All the World's a Stage, where a young lover, a stupid lover, is wasting his time and youth in order to win temporary love. He says, And then the lover, burning like a furnace, with a woeful ballad, made his mistress eyebrow. But of course, he did not belong to our modern era, where a lover's erotic thinking may lead him to invite his 3 girlfriends to the same restaurant and offering his wife recreation in a nearby resort, whereas have a hiking trip with one of his colleagues all at the same time. What a managing skill a modern lover has. But he's definitely not as tense as the Shakespearean lover. Looking at the other side of the topic, if attention on one hand is tension, then on the other hand, there is no tension without attention. So, no brain, no pain. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all the attention that you have given me, even though it has caused me a lot of tension over the past few days.
Ladies and gentlemen, to a nation where under the clouds of darkness a deep slumber prevails, where human beings no longer possess the title of humanity, but are lifeless, speechless, and motionless sculptures of clay, where insignificant values are significant, but significant sentiments have no true meaning, where life has no guarantee, and death is a part of your gloomy fate. I welcome you all to a land which was long ago made in the name of peace, Islam, and brotherhood, which today has transformed to a dungeon of slavery and a confinement of misery, where blood no longer runs in veins, but marks the streets in red, where injustice is camouflaged as law and discrimination is the code of judgment, where under this ferocious law, 2 innocent brothers are barbarously victimized in front of a blind and conscious crowd, where women are treated as toys, used, played with, and thrown away, where racism decides the destinies of those who build their fates for determination, where the destitute crave for hunger while the nobles enjoy luxuries, where death is cheaper to afford while to live is a curse, where your name is a Muslim but you're recognized as a terrorist. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to a land named Hell on Earth. Hell on Earth. Worthy Chairperson, our deeds, our desires, and our acts are solely responsible for the crisis we are facing today. For I warn you that no Ark of Noah will save humanity from the devastating waves of that flood. No Moses will save you from the tyranny of that Pharaoh and split the Red Sea to drown his evilness. No Jesus will be there to heal your leprosy, to give your eyes your sight back, and to raise you from the dead. No Muhammad will lead you in the battle of Badr and be at the front when you liberate Makkah. No Hussein will wet your sword with his blood and sacrifice his life to save your race. No Tariq bin Ziyad will ban his ships to hold you back for conquering a land like Spain. No Salahuddin Ayyubi will contend those barbaric crusaders to protect the soil of your holy land. No Tipu Sultan, the tiger of my soul, will drive out those cruel invaders with his courageous army. No Allama Iqbal will wake you up from this deep slumber in which you've been drenched forever and ever. And no Muhammad Ali Jinnah will silently die in a punctured ambulance, leaving you back a prepared Pakistan. So wake up, my nation. There is no Messiah to come. You are the redeemers of your own fate. You are the ambassadors of your own nation. Don't hesitate. Don't turn back. For the man who hesitates is lost forever and ever. Ladies and gentlemen, those were the great men who printed the letters of history with their courageous blood. But unfortunately, they won't come again. They won't be here to lead us. So the responsibility is on our shoulders now. There is no way for retreat. There is no turning back. All that is left is to rise again. And before I leave this rostrum, today I want to make a testimony to each and every Sebastian sitting in this hall. So look into my eyes and promise me that one day we'll bring the lost glory of this barren land back. Promise me that our every tomorrow will be better and prosperous than our every today. Look into my eyes and promise me that the black clouds will disappear and the red blood of loyalty will once again start to flow in our veins. Look into my eyes and promise me that today is the last day for us to be known as extremists, and tomorrow the rising sun will give our lost freedom back. Promise me that we'll bring our Afia home and prove her innocence to those statues of justice. And promise me that from today onwards, there is no Shia, there is no Sunni, there is no Punjabi, there is no Balochi. All that we are Muslims. And all that we stand as are Pakistanis. Just Pakistanis. Thank you very much.